Hi, this is the Vedic Astrologer with the April 2015 reading for Vedic Pisces. Please do take the time to look up your Vedic chart on the free chart calculator because Vedic signs are different than Western signs, and the houses are different too, and houses are significant. So check it out. Okay, so Vedic Pisces. What I'm seeing here is a strong sense of being led to do something that maybe you've been holding back on for a while, or waiting in some cases to come to fruition. I feel like it's now time to take an action. But you may not be sure what that action should be. I feel like you may have a bunch of ideas about how you could go about it to getting to kind of the breakthrough that you want. And you may have to kind of take some time out to really feel your way forward. Because it seems like there are a lot of things, a lot of ways you could approach whatever situation this is that would not be fruitful or that would lead you like further away from it. But there is like an avenue in which you can kind of get in. It's just like a little sliver of an avenue in which you can kind of get in to like the place where you're trying to go, where you're trying to push forward to, and where you feel called to be. And it feels like you may have to humble yourself to get to that place. Maybe just reach way deep within and really bring up sort of like the fresh water. Bring up like what is true for you at your center and kind of let that ripple out into the situation, because that seems to have the power to kind of heal. And it's like giving this truth of yours without expectation for without expectation for action on the other person's part. You know, it's just sort of like pouring it forth. And it's very particular. It's like it's not like making the other person like attend to all of what is there for you. It's just a very directed sort of message that gets to the heart of the matter and is going to have sort of ripple effects out from that. And provide a way to start, provide a way in kind of to this issue. But I think the full resolution of this issue, whatever it is pretty far off still. If you're waiting for a union, waiting to mend fences with someone, waiting for like an eventual togetherness, I think that is still pretty far in the distance. But I think right now, like a particular part of it can be healed or soothed. And this is encouraging you to come from a gentle place within. From like an almost maternal energy. And again, with a lack of expectation. It's like you may feel impatience sort of licking up from within you, but the way into the situation is to kind of remove your own stake in it, I think. Remove your personal set of desires from it in order to kind of move it forward or give the message that needs to be received in a wholehearted way. And yeah, I do see this being about kind of taking apart a certain structure, either of the way things have been that have gone awry that you don't like, you know, going back into that to kind of try to heal it. or being about taking apart the way that you yourself have behaved in past situations, like a certain way of being that you no longer are subscribing to or no longer want to support. So I do see it being a good month to do a lot of internal healing and sort of aligning yourself with your values and with your higher self and allowing that to lead you forward. Again, I feel like everything you're sort of praying for may not be immediately available, you know. Because there's things that need to be exorcised still. There's like still old demons that need to be gotten out into the air so they can be kind of cleared away. And I feel like someone may speak to you from this place of like clearing out their demons this month. And the best you can do is to kind of bear it. And know that it's actually a step towards healing. Even if you can't see that healing, even if you can't see that future clearly this month. I think you will have an intuition that kind of things that are said need to be said so that you can kind of get on the same page, you know? Yeah, I think so you can unite the two perspectives eventually onto one road. There may be, you may need to just practice forbearance a bit this month as people kind of unload things on you that you may not know what to make of, or you may want to respond harshly to them, but the advice is to bear it. The advice is just to let it sit with you for a while until your kind of swords turn to your desire to like cut turns into a desire for growth. And that is when you can kind of start to see this new path coming forward to balance out what's going on with you and with someone else. I think this may proceed in an unusual manner, or like in a way that you didn't expect at all. Like you may have an idea about how you thought this whatever relationship or whatever would move forward, and it's just not going that way at all. And it could be that you thought that you would be separated and done with each other and move on, or it could be that you thought there would be like an instant union, or like once you came back together in any form it would be like, you know, a total click. And that may, neither of those things may be happening. It may be caught somewhere in between, completely being apart and completely being together. And that may be kind of throwing you for a loop this month. Yeah, it's like there's this promise of like a future or something, but there seems to be no clear way to move into it. There's just kind of like a feeling, but it's very, that you can't see your way forward to how it will actually play out in physical reality, you know. And I think that's because you're not supposed to see it right now, actually, because you need to be working on other things for now. So it's just not quite time to start that path. But you may have a sense that there is something that's not finished for you. Not finished and not ready. So in limbo, basically. Yeah, the advice is to kind of do what you can to like do what you can to heal what can be healed in this situation, which is not going to be everything. And kind of find balance in what is working in your life, what is present in your life. So I feel like you're going to want to focus on this relationship or this whatever that's kind of in between, but there's only so much you can do there. So you're going to have to switch your focus to what is more present and more concrete in your life, and work on balancing that. Because somehow that's going to bring you back around to this situation. And I feel like it's not going to be what you want to work on. Or you may be worried that you're working in the wrong direction, kind of. And this could be that you really want to go back to this other emotional thing and kind of work that out. But it could also be that you're starting to feel like you're headed in the wrong career direction. And I feel like you want to get unstuck from that, but you're kind of waiting for an enlightenment or like a realization. You're waiting for something, some catalytic event to kind of get you out of this thing that you kind of feel like you tried to release, and you're still moving forward with it though. Like you're not able to fully release work stuff either, it seems like, even if you're not entirely happy with that. So it feels like you need to kind of just, or you may feel like you need to just kind of put your feelings in your pocket a little bit and just like move forward and do what needs to be done and do it well, kind of. And it feels like that is actually like, you know, the best you can do right now, and what's going to kind of bring this other situation full circle. I'm getting that sense again, which is a little, I'm not quite sure what to make of that, but it feels like focusing on your work or focusing on what is concrete in your life that you may still not be sure about, but you need to move forward with, is going to help work out this other emotional problem eventually. It's going to help restore you to innocence in a way. Or get a fresh start here. Because it feels like you may be sort of like enchanted in a couple of different directions this month. Where like there's the promise of work and there's the promise of like a relationship, and they're both calling on you. But you need to kind of do the work more than the relationship this month, it feels like. Yeah, it feels like you have to get in there with the work stuff. And this could be actual career stuff, or it could also be like work you've been doing around your home, work around like structuring your family in a certain way, that kind of thing. Because it feels like this is a time of reaping for that, that you can be renewed. You can really experience a renewal here. And so it feels like you need to push forward to get there, to reap the rewards of the work that you have been doing. But you may be distracted by this other kind of intractable problem. But the advice is to keep your eyes on the more achievable goal right now, which is that of like career or like work around structuring your home. Because I think doing that is going to make your period of mourning, this other thing, shorter. But don't give in to the temptation to be overworked, I think, this month. It seems like you could really bury yourself in work. And I think, and it's contradictory because it's like while you're being encouraged to kind of move forward with work or with structuring work, you don't want to get lost in it. You know, it's like that's not really the end game. The idea is that you're kind of creating a solid foundation for your life as a whole. and that's going to free you eventually. And right now there's some clouds in your way that are not allowing you to see clearly your path forward. But it feels like if you yeah, it feels like if you kind of dive in, just like get all the way in there, then you are going to end up finding the solution that works for you. I think the solution is going to be different for different people. I think for some people it really is going to be that you're like, this is the foundation that I need and I can proceed from here. And for other people, it's like getting all the way in there is going to help you to realize that it's not what you want and help you to more cleanly make a break there. Yeah, I think it's going to end in decision about what to do on the career front or on the home front by kind of just getting in there and diving in. But it's actually healthy to feel your grief this month. So it's like whatever you are grieving for, whether it's like this emotional entanglement, whether it's like feeling like your work life has gone astray or your home life has gone astray or something, that grief is important because it's pointing you kind of in the right direction, you know? It's like letting you know which attachments are important and what needs to be broken in order to honor the important stuff, in order to honor what is, a higher calling there. So I feel like this is actually leading you towards balance and leading you towards being able to really follow your path in a very concrete way. Yeah, it's like getting you ready. It's giving you the strength to receive kind of the wholeness of kind of what you're dreaming about, you know? It's like this star card that we start with here, which I don't know if I mentioned. I'm sorry, some people are saying, oh, I wish you would show the cards, but I'm just not set up to do that, and honestly, I just kind of don't want to. Like, I'm just telling you the narrative, and, you know, everybody reads cards differently. They mean different things to different people, so me telling you the cards is just... And the times that I do mention it, I feel like that may be significant for some people who do have, like, you know, an association with that card, that it can bring in that for you also. But I feel like for the most part it would just be distracting, because I feel like that's just someone else trying to have a cross reading with my reading. And I don't think that really works, you know, because your cards mean different things to you than the same cards mean to me. So when I do mention the cards, if that's significant to you, then that probably is a good way for it to come together. But I'm kind of starting with the star card, where I was really seeing you being led towards like wanting to enter into like having this very pure goal. And I think all this up and down of the month and things you can't quite let go of, or things you can't quite get all the way in or all the way out of, is leading you to having the strength, having the wisdom and the experience and the knowledge to actually accept this thing once it is ready, once it comes full circle. So all of this is leading you to kind of where you need to be emotionally, spiritually, to be prepared for like the actual thing that you want. You know, like it feels like you want it a lot and you may think you're ready, but there's more twists in the road to kind of get you truly ready. So yeah. So that's what I'm seeing for April 2015 for Vedic Pisces. So I hope that's useful. And yeah, please get in touch if you'd like a personal reading. My email is theivyleagueastrologer@gmail.com. And happy April. And see you in May. Bye.